Okay, so Bay of Many Faces, medium funds, Puniti, 5-star bronze, same as me. Okay, so a bit of a change to my retainers for this battle. What's around the side? A workshop. Okay, so I'm going to put one Yari key. Oh, I can't get that far out, can I? One Yari key here, which I'm going to brush up for the workshop. I'm going to put my Armstrongs, not my Armstrongs, my parrot guns just here. I've got no spears. Probably a bad map. I've got my 1.5 range Tosa rifleman, so I'm going to have in a line with some black tortoise either, or just behind it, I think. Just to cover it when it needs to retreat. And then behind that I'm going to have my Kiotai, which the reason I brought these is because they supposedly support the units around them, so hopefully, or encourage the units around them rather. So we're going to have one Yari key here, and we're going to keep our final Yari key with our Armstrongs. So we really kind of want this archery dojo, I guess. So we'll come forward. So we'll say ready. Oh, they're not quite straight, are they? Let's try that again. I've not played Bay of Many Faces with a Fall of the Samurai army, so I'm not quite sure what the best tactics are. Oh yeah, the changes to my retainers are, I've picked one that reduces enemy cavalry speed and one that reduces enemy line infantry morale. Oh, I haven't redone my group. This guy's got any kind of artillery and I'm right in the open, I'm just buggered. But we'll see how we get on. I suppose I don't really want to move my artillery too far forward, but you can actually watch 550 in terms of range. That's into his deployment zone, that's a bit lame, isn't it? Should we deploy them a bit further back? Let's deploy them a bit further back. And then we'll just try and hold out. So we can cover the archery dojo if our shells get through the trees, which I don't think they will. We can shoot straight down the middle should we need to. We've got a Yari key here and a Yari key back here, so we'll just keep these safe, ready to just counter whatever he does. Right, so we'll say good luck, have fun. Right, what do we have? Oh, he's gone very heavy down here. What's he got then? So, Azure Dragon Force, White Bear, Yari Hero. What the hell? Oh no, Spear Levy. That scared me. White Bear, General's Bodyguard, Bokachi. And what's this up here? An increased attack Yari key. So we'll have to keep these safe. Our guns, we need them to start firing at his... He doesn't really have any elite infantry, do we? Does he? Start firing them down there if we can. So I doubt they're going to be able to shoot there. Oh, they are. Look at that. Okay. So we're not going to be able to stop him getting the archery dojo because he's gone very heavy down there for that, which is a good decision for him, I guess. That's not been very effective, is it? Oh. Well, he's lost his horses anyway. Hopefully once we've try some shrapnel. That's not going to hit anybody, is it there? Aim's blocked. Alright, we'll just have to put it back on his front line. Pull the Black Bear this way. Still got our Tosa rifleman in front and our artillery's opening up on his main line. He's got, what's that at the back? More carbine cav. Oh, I say more. Some carbine cav. Oh, not the spear levy. These guys. You may have noticed the debug camera's back as well. Just see if we can take them guys out. So our artillery's doing a pretty good number on his units. He's lined up, but I've got the range, so I've got no reason to need to go near him. Just have to keep that there. Okay, so we've routed his Yari key, so we'll bring our other one round while that one captures the what's it called? The workshop over there. We'll bring our cavalry round. What's this? Alright, so he's bringing his carbine cav round to head us off. So pretty soon he's going to come into range of this. Our guns have already got over 100 kills, which is ridiculous. Let's target his carbine cav because they're going to cause me some trouble. Oh, I don't know what he's shooting at there. Let's do that, put it there. Oh, your eye's not really in there, is it? Really got the workshop. Right, since he's merged his carbine cav with his lines, we'll pull the Shari key forward. Okay, let's be a bit lame and shoot at his general. We've got the workshop, we've got the workshop, we've got the workshop, we've got the workshop. Let's group our Yari key and hide him down there. It's just obscene how good artillery is. Are you on your horses yet? Oh, I haven't remounted you, have I? Oh, I have. Are you up? I'm assuming he's going to have something hidden in these woods, maybe. But if not, we're going to get a good downhill charge on his carbine cav. So these guys just are out of range of his bows, and vice versa. He hasn't turned any of his units round to deal with my cavalry.
Damned lily-livered cowards! Your men are running, sir!
Oh, he has. I didn't see that. Oh, that's a shame. Let's try some shrapnel. We really want his cavalry, not his spears, but he's put them out of range. Is he moving forward? Nope, not quite yet. Just move this unit up a little bit. Oh, actually, no, don't do that. So probably put you in range of his bows, maybe. Actually, let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can get him to start targeting on our... Let's put our cavalry out. We don't want them getting caught.
Your men have killed their general, sir!
That was a bit lame, but there we go. Okay, let's start shooting at this guy. Just take out his range. Look at that, it's just devastating. I haven't even had to move. Oh, there's a toaster rifleman opening up because they've reorganised and got too close. I don't know how much morale they've got, but it can't be much. Let's just pull our toasters back ever so slightly. We'll get ready to reorganise these guys. Lost track of his carbine cavalry, is that it? Oh, some hidden Kietai. We need out of ammo. I mean, just look at that, it's ridiculous. And then I'll just move my toaster rifleman up ever so... Oh no, there's a big hill. That's annoying. Let's move back.
One of your units can no longer fire, General.
Okay, so we're out of ammo for our artillery, which was to be expected, but it's fine. So we've got a problem now with the positioning of our toaster rifleman. With this hill. And that his bows can shoot at me, but I can't shoot at him. So we're just going to pull everybody back. Apart from these guys, you can stay there. Pull our Yari key forward into these trees. This is one thing that I'm not very good at. Well, one of many things I'm not very good at. But the choosing the terrain to fight in is still. Let's get you in these woods if we can. Pull these guys back a bit. All his bows are preoccupied. Let's see if we can engage these white bear. Still got the issue with the bump in the ground. Maybe if we can get there, maybe that'll get him. We're just not quite able to get into range, are we? Are we able to shoot? We're still not fucking able to shoot, god damn it. Let's just move these guys forward a bit. Push those guys forward. Okay, so how is it you can't fire at them, but they can fire at you? Do you want to explain that to me? Oh, there you go. I'll just charge in, fuck it, see what happens. Try to get our cavalry out if we can. Okay, so what happened with his bows? Oh! Well, that's frustrating. The guy rage quit. I don't quite know why. He had the ranged advantage. He still had the dojo. He had the right flank one. I had nothing on the left. Was I playing in a particularly unchivalrous, unsportsmanly way there? I thought, I've watched a couple of other people play, like watch some battles with Ares and Air and stuff, and they seem to play much more conservatively than I have been, and much more spread out. So that's what I was trying to do there. So is there a reason why? Did I do something wrong? Something unsportsmanly? Can someone tell me, please? Okay, so I deployed 1080, I lost 127, I killed 333. Puniti deployed 1350, lost 343, killed 125. In terms of unit stats, so again, ridiculous artillery, pirate guns, 146 kills. My Black Bear got 67, and then my Yariki got some kills, and my Tosa Rifleman killed 20 of his archers. For him, his White Bears got 62, so they were the ones around the archery dojo. His Carbine Cavalry got 30 of my Yariki, and his Bowcatcher got 16 of my Riflemen. And his other Yariki that he dismounted got 8 kills. Somehow his Spear Levy got 6 kills. I don't remember fighting a Spear Levy. And his Dragon Force got 3 kills, I don't know where from though. But anyway, so yeah, so oh, maybe it was when I charged my Yariki in the back of him, wasn't it? So yeah, so good game, well played. I don't understand what happened, I don't know why he left. Please, honestly, genuinely, please tell me if I was doing something cheesy. I mean, I know artillery is a bit cheesy anyway, but was I doing something bad? What was I doing? As far as I could tell, I was trying to skirmish and be, I don't know why he left. He had the ranged advantage with his bows. He had his left, my right, the archery dojo under his control. I couldn't take it. He had the mobility with his carbine cav. So yeah, let me know please, thank you. Okay guys, so second battle for this video. Again, I've had some problems recording with my mic and talking to people online at the same time as playing, so this is commentary after the battle. I promise I'm going to stop doing this. The one I just did was a live commentary, and I'm going to go back to live commentary, but anyway. So this is a medium battle on lowlands against a 7-star bronze called Frank Sinatra, so I was honoured. My retainers, I've got the artillery handbook, the one that I think makes enemy cavalry worse, and the one that lowers morale of enemy line infantry. Yeah, so again, all the footage is taken from the game as we were playing, not actually, I'm not playing a replay. Okay, come back when we're lined up. Okay, so we're lined up. We've put 1 Yoriki in the trees to our right, 2 Yoriki on our trees to the left. We've got 2 banks of 3 units, and we're going to push forward for that archery dojo. Our parrot guns are away to our left, but I think I made another deployment fail. So this guy, as you can see already, he's got Imperial Guard Cavalry, and he has superior infantry, superior units. So Armstrong guns artillery, and he's out of range of my parrots, so I can't do anything. So he's got Vermilion Bird Force, Shogun Infantry, Vermilion Bird Force, and another Shogun Infantry. And I think he's got 2 Shogun Guard Cavalry and 1 Imperial Guard Cav. But you just see there, his Armstrong guns get a hit, they kill like 15 of my riflemen and 13 of the guys behind them. My parrots are off to the side, and again there's another shot from the Armstrongs which kills another, I don't know, another 15 men. So again, I don't do a very good positional bit of work with my units, either in terms of the artillery, which I put off to the side to try and keep it safe, but that was a bad idea, and also my 150 range men are obscured by this goddamn dojo, which I was so keen on capturing. So here I'm trying to spread out to get used to where his cavalry is going to come from, whilst flanking our Yariki round. But our artillery is having trouble firing, so we're trying to get it into his cavalry, but so our Black Tortoise and our Black Bear on the left open up onto his Vermilion Bird Force, and we're trying to put our 150 range Tosa Riflemen on the hill behind them so they can shoot over the heads of our men, but I don't know if that works. Here I cavalry fail, I line up my Yariki but forget his guard infantry have got guns, so that doesn't work. So again, I'm just spreading out my line to try and get his units as they flank around. So they've routed my Yariki before they even get near that unit, which is frustrating. Here you can see they're lining up my Tosas behind the other units work quite well. and so they're all getting some flanking fire off. Here, this unit of guard infantry in the trees just messes me up, so we're about to rout his bird force on the left. But you can see that his familiar bird force in the middle is opening up on our black bear, and we're not doing a very good job of firing back for some reason. So he's lined up his units better again. I've got poor position on my men. He's sniping his general with our Armstrongs, and now our units have opened up on his cavalry, but he's put them in melee and charged into our black tortoise force, which we're going to lose, but isn't the end of the world. So we start targeting his general with our artillery now, because he's doing it to us. And at this point we kind of have a bit of a knee-jerk reaction, a rush of blood and a stupid use of our cavalry. And to try and get rid of them, we just charge all of our Yariki into those woods to try and get rid of that guard, that Imperial Guard cavalry, which is doing a number on me. Really, I should have just charged it into any number of things. I could have sent one round and killed his Armstrongs. I could have gone into his melee line, I could have gone for his general, but I didn't. I just charged all my remaining cavalry into the woods to get rid of that unit. And I lose all my cavalry, and it's just a stupid decision. Again here, my Tosa riflemen can't fire because they're off the hill, so really I should have just sacrificed one of our Black Tortoise Force melee units to disrupt his lines while I repositioned, but I didn't. Again, we're lining up around the woods. I pull one Black Bear back to support my main line because my infantry in the middle is routing. My parrots aren't doing a very good job of shooting at his infantry here. I don't quite know why. I think a lot of it started hitting the trees, which is what I meant by poor positioning. So I'm just trying to retrain my cannons, but they don't really do very well. Excuse me. They really don't do very well in this match. And this Imperial infantry in the woods is causing me some trouble as well. And there you can see the shrapnel fire from his Armstrong just kills about 30 men, hits my general, routs 2 of my units. It's just amazing. So very good position with the artillery on his part, or very poor positioning on mine I should say. Plus the Armstrongs are just better. I still don't really understand the terrain properly, it seems, because I don't understand why, even though I thought I had a superior position and his men are down a hill, they could shoot at me and I couldn't shoot at them, but the terrain is obviously just much flatter than I thought. The Imperial Cavalry and the Guard Infantry rout my tortoise on the right, sorry. Oops, and I zoom in by mistake there because I have a keyboard error as I was typing. Again, so you can see there some of our artillery was hitting the trees, so not a very good deployment. I was trying to keep it safe, and so I was just saying, oh, I meant to put I still don't understand how to use artillery. So his Guard Cavalry is just doing an amazing job, and here my men do that funny thing where they're too busy getting shot and re-jigging about to actually return fire, and by the time they get round to using it, they've routed, and then it's just a case for them to just mow down my general, and my artillery will start routing in a second. For some reason I'd closed the minimap towards the end of that battle. I didn't realise that I had. So here we can see that he just brought superior infantry and much better use of his artillery. So his artillery got 174 kills, mine got like 70. In fact, I think mine got like 40, so yeah, so it says close defeat, but it wasn't, so we'll have a look at the results. So here we go. So I deployed 180, lost 791, killed 405. He deployed 840, lost 416, killed 778. So I deployed more and lost more. So for unit statistics, my black bear got 91, my general got 67, and my black bear got 68. For him, his Armstrongs got 181, his Shogun infantry got 180, and his bird force got 107. So he brought qualitatively better units than I have access to at this point. So good game, well played, and we'll come back to the next battle. Hey guys, so the third battle is against a 6-star bronze level called Stratos 4 Kamikaze. So I can guess what's coming already. We're on ehime gorge. So I don't bring artillery. Excuse me, I don't bring artillery. So I switched out the retainer to have the one that improves armour. But I made the mistake of still bringing a gun-heavy infantry, a gun-heavy line, and I only bring one melee unit, which will prove costly. But yeah, so we'll medium funds ehime gorge. We'll come back with the action. Yeah, so you can probably tell I had a bit of a recording fail there and I forgot to restart the video. Basically what happened is, on the right side of the radar map we had a bit of a cavalry skirmish. He's a Bushido general who can capture artillery, can capture provinces, or buildings, sorry, with his cavalry. So he rushed 2 Yarikis over to the sword dojo. I tried to tackle him with a spear levy and my guard cavalry. So I'm taking the sword dojo back very slowly, but I'm trying to pull my carbine cav back over. Well, he's rushed his Yariki back, and they're those down there. I rushed up this hill. I'm trying to get the archery dojo, but there's just no field of fire on this map at all that I can get. And by the time I get lined up, you can see he's already in me. So we start firing, but he's got 3 Yarikis, 4 spear levies, and then 4 or 5 of the Kyoto sword. What are they? The policemen? What are they called? I can't remember. The sword infantry, anyway. So I just get melee rushed with a modern samurai army, really, and there's very little I can do about it. Because I have no... I mean, I tried to get my men into lines and kite back my front line and do it like that, but he's just got too many troops. He's got too much melee army. So he's got too many units, too many stronger melee units, and he's just rushed them all forward, and there's nothing I can do about that. So something that I think I need to think about after this match is having a more melee heavy equivalent. The reason why I don't bother doing that is just because I have no buffs for melee troops, I have no retainers for melee units, and I have no real desire to use the Fall of the Samurai melee units, if I'm perfectly honest. And here we tried to get the Carbine Cavalry back into the fight and behind his lines, but he just charges his Yariki in, and even though my men are on skirmish, they don't skirmish, they just get run down. Our Black Tortoise on the left, he's holding admirably against his Katana Kachi, but at the end it just doesn't have the melee capability. His Yariki got into some of our Black Bear, and is fighting with those, but ultimately will win. Again, his Yariki just runs down our Carbine Cav and kills us. There's not much to say about this battle, really. I just got melee rushed by a Fall of the Samurai general. With his name being Kamikaze, with a choice of ehime gorge, I should have guessed what was coming, and I should have picked a much better army to deal with it. And here you can just see I've got mass wavering on my entire lines. Pretty soon my general's going to die, and some of his units come back from routing as well, which really doesn't help. So you can see I think my general just died, so we try to get some footage of the close-up battle action, but the number and strength of his melee units just proves too much, and so that's a good game. I said long good game as soon as the match started, because I wasn't going to win that at all. So anyways, have a look at the results. Okay, so I deployed 1260, I lost 894, I killed 665. He deployed 1710, he lost 665, he killed 880. So you can see, quantitatively, he had much more troops, and for the type of match he made it by rushing me and choosing that map, he had the better macro trades as well. So my Black Bear's got 111, my Kyotai got 102, and my Black Tortoise got 93, which I was quite pleased with for a Black Tortoise force. For this guy though, as you can see, his Katana Kachi 152, his other Katana Kachi 117, and his third Katana Kachi 100. So if you look literally, he just bought, I think he had 4 or 5 Katana Kachi, 3 Spear Levy, oh no there you go, 4 Katana Kachi, 1 Shogatai. Okay, so our fourth battle was an odd encounter with a guy called Kitsune, I don't know what his name is, but basically he just kept saying meow. So he was obviously some kind of horrible troll. So I guess he was going to bring some kind of horrible troll army. So I brought artillery just to be safe. The map's waterfalls, which I really like. He's an 8-star bronze, which is higher than me, and again my retainers, I've got negative cav for him, lower morale for his line infantry, and bring artillery. My army, my typical lineup now, excuse me, is obviously general, 2 black bear and a Kiete for my second line, a Tosa rifleman and 2 black tortoise force for my front line, and 3 Yariki and my parrots. Will use Armstrongs when I get them, because I'm lame like that. Okay, so let's pick it up with the action. Okay, so I get the warning that this guy's got artillery. Not artillery, sorry, Gatling guns. So I did deploy at the front of the map, and I just pulled right back because he's got artillery. And I don't want to, so he's got Gatling guns, and I don't really want to be ripped up by those on this flat open landscape. So I've deployed my cavalry to the right, and my main line to the front. So now it does something that I don't realise. You probably noticed from the minimap, he has units firing at me already. And I'm like, what the fuck, how is this? So I'm looking around frantically trying to find it, and then I notice he snuck a unit of Yugatai at the very, very back of the map. So they're taking shots at my artillery. So a pretty sneaky and very useful strategy actually to get rid of my parrot guns. And because I don't understand how parrot guns work, they almost rout basically. So I throw my black bear in. We're getting some shots off, and at this point I think I'm going to lose my parrots, and if I do I'm buggered. So I just end up throwing my general into melee and just charging him. For some reason the guns have turned round, which is really annoying. I wanted them to be firing at his lines and they're just not, so I still don't understand artillery. So at this point I think, right, he's got nothing down here, so I just rush all of my cavalry around the back of him. So you can see he's brought 3 150 range riflemen, a spear levy, and a couple of other horrible things. So not exactly the troll I expected, but close. So yeah, so he's brought Gatling guns, but he's called them wooden cannons, which is a bit lame. So at first glance, they look like wooden cannons. If you're like me and you're not very observant. So yeah, so 3 Tosa riflemen, no cavalry. Or maybe it comes out of the trees later, I can't remember. And then like 1 bear infantry. So we've destroyed his Yugatai. We've got our lines back together. Our parrots should be firing. And we're just putting our lines back in formation. Flanking our Yarikis round. So again, so we're training. I think I actually fall for the fact that they're wooden cannons because I'm just flicking around. And end up just targeting his 125 range rifleman anyway. Now fortunately with this map, because of where I positioned cowardly at the back, he would have had to cross the river to be able to hit me with his 150 range units, which gives my black tortoise force a lot of opportunity to return fire actually. So we're doing some good damage with our Armstrongs, just having some shrapnel. Now what I would have done had I known and I'd not been an idiot, I obviously would have been targeting his Gatling guns with my artillery. So here he's turned his Vermilion Bird Force round, and they shred my Yariki. At the same time, I still bring one of them, bring Yariki round. We push up our Black Tortoise Force to return fire onto his riflemen, because they've had to come very close in order to fire over that ridge. We get our other cavalry into his bird force, and then try and get out before his spears come and kill us. Now in hindsight, what I should have done was I should have pushed that unit. I'm just going to pause it there a sec. The unit here, the Yariki fighting this, rather than be pulling back this way, what I should have done was pull this way into his general, because his units are facing this way, so he's able to shoot me whilst I'm running away. So that's a shame. We've just about routed the sharpshooter on the left of his lines, my right. We're pulling one of our Yarikis round. We're desperate to get into his artillery, whatever it is. So we've routed his rifleman in the middle. We've routed the one on the right. So it's just his one on the left now, our left. Our Yariki stops for some reason. So here you can see he's turned his guns round and they're getting some good shots off into my Yariki, who have lost like 7-8 men just in that one charge. His spears moved away from his infantry, which is from his artillery, which is why I was able to get the charge off. I think we do enough damage to rout his Gatling guns anyway. So here we've routed 2 of his 3 sharpshooters, and we're about to rout the 3rd I see that this one's coming back from routing, so I just throw my black tortoise force onto that late ridge just to stop it coming back. Our parrots have stopped firing. We're going to use, whilst our Yariki have got his men clumped up, we're going to just sacrifice them and fire into that clump. We've routed his Gatling guns, which is good, because they are fierce. I was watching a video on YouTube earlier, and that is ridiculous. So that routes his sharpshooters over there, and at that point, he quits. Okay, so for the results, I deployed 1080, I lost 248, I killed 360. He deployed 720, he lost 360, he killed 246. Yeah, I've been quite lucky with the drops as well, with the random drops post-game. So, not with the ones I've got, but with the frequency I've had them. You've probably noticed I've got a lot. So for me, my Tosa Rifleman, my General's Bodyguard, well, Tosa Rifleman 77, Bodyguard 74, Yoriki 68. Quite happy with that. For him, his Bird Force got 93, his Sharpshooter 57, his other Sharpshooters 23. His Yukatai got 20 odd kills, so I killed them, and his Gatling guns didn't do anything. Fuck. Okay, so fifth and final battle for this video, guys. I unlocked Shinobi Informer in a previous battle. I couldn't think what retainers to bring, so I just thought, well, I'll bring Shinobi Informer, see what this guy does. So I'm playing against Don Limpio, Foothills, medium. He's a 4-star bronze, so one below me, and I've got my typical lineup, nothing different. Oh, I've got a veteran unit of Yucatan sharpshooters, sorry, of Tosa Riflemen, which have got 50 reload, nothing on the Kyotai. Okay, so let's have to get with the action. Okay, so we've lined up on this hill. We've got Shinobi Informer, so we can see his army. We know what he's doing and where he's going. He put all his cavalry on the left-hand side of the map, so I did the same. Sorry, on my left, his right, so I did the same. Now, I watched a video that Ratu from Agony put up, and his Armstrongs were able to fire up a hill. So I thought, oh, my parrots will be able to fire up a hill. So I start trying to target where his men are going, and it turns out that they've got the aim obstructed, so our artillery aren't really getting any earlier casualties in. I need the archery dojo, but I saw that he was lining up on the right side of the map, so also on my right, his left, so that's how I lined up as well, and I sent my cavalry around to get the archery dojo. So we're trying to do this, trying to preempt where his cavalry's going and get some kills in. I don't think we do a very good job, but you never know. Oh, they're outside range. So I think it probably, in terms of timing and where they would have gone, it would have worked, but they were just too far outside my range, which is a shame. So we try and train our artillery just on the top of this hill to get their eye in. So we've got 2 cavalry sneaking through the woods to support this 1 cavalry, which we and ahh about whether to dismount because we see his units coming up, but when they don't rush me, I just think, sod it, I'll dismount anyway. He's seen my cavalry in the trees somehow. We've obviously got increased scouting, so I just pull my men out. And we just think, bugger it, we'll dismount and we'll start capturing this archery dojo. So our artillery still hasn't done anything, but we see now that he's coming around this hill and he's almost in a position where we can fire, so we just train it on the slope he's going to be coming down and leave it at that. So we've lined up, we're covering the shrine, we don't push forward to take it because he's got a very good hill position. We do move the rest of our melee infantry forward though, and you can see the shrapnel shot kills like 23 men in one go, which is just ridiculous. So we've got cavalry engagement going on over here, and what I've also done is, because I think I'm going to lose, I pull my general over, and what I think I can do is I think I can shoot off this cliff. Oh, here I meant to press skirmish and I dismount my general. So in the actual battle I was screaming at myself for being a moron. And then what I tried to do is I pulled my general forward on this ledge, thinking he could shoot from a protected height, but that doesn't happen. So this guy's army, he's got 3 bear infantry. He's got 1 rifleman or sharpshooter, 2 spear levies, a general, and 3 yariki. So at this point I figure out my general can't help, and I decide to, or I don't, I charge him up the hill further, still haven't realised that he can't help, and then when I give him a fire order, he has to run all the way around, which is what he starts doing now. So terrible, terrible display on my part. He's left his black bears on this hill, very clumped up lines, So, yeah. So something that works to our favour here is he circles round to try and either kill our general or scare off the horses. But that doesn't matter to me, because all I want is this archery dojo. You can keep the cav superiority, because I've got a good hill position. So here you can see that my artillery is already routed one of his bear units, and I didn't even get them that good of a position on my hill. So I'm just retraining a sort of black tortoise and a black bear to block this inevitable cav charge. And I use the fact that my dismounted Yoriki have distracted his cavalry just to try and get some shots off with my general as he pulls his cavalry out of that engagement. So my dismounted Yoriki are back to taking the archery dojo, get a decent shot off with my general, and my plan is to lure his cavalry into my oh sorry, he's got 2 rifle units. And so my plan at this point is I'm not going to beat the cavalry with my general, so what I do is I just hope that he's kind of mindlessly put an attack order on my general, and I just use this opportunity to run him back into my guns, basically. So I kite him back with my general. What I would have done personally if I was him, I would have stopped me getting the archery dojo, and I'd have used those cavalry to go back and kill my unit that's capturing it. Because for ranged infantry, it's just such an advantage. So he's got 1 semi-routed, 1 full routed. So 1 semi-routed, 1 OK unit. So what I do is I close the gap with my bear infantry and my black tortoise force, and I pull my general between the gap I leave, and then they just open up. Oh, it looks like he's flanking around for my artillery, so I put my general back into shooting at him just to try and lure him towards me. They get a decent volley off, idle around a little bit, and then we just get away because they walk into a volley from our black tortoise force, which routs the first one. And to make sure my general's safe, I throw my black bear, who look red for some reason, into melee and go straight into his Yorikis, and then I do the same with my black tortoise, but they've routed anyway. So then I start putting my line back together. My artillery having routed one of his black bear, a mixture of my cavalry and my black tortoise force routing his Yoriki. He's got 2 spear levies out front, which we can start shooting at soon. I've got the feeling that I've turned into some sort of artillery hill camper. I don't know if that's what I'm actually doing. I like to think that I'm trying to be a bit strategic, and I don't understand why people don't bring artillery, because it's epic, basically. It's absolutely epic. And for me, I bring it for fear of the fact that if I don't, someone else will, and I'll get ripped up by it. So here he kept the main body of his units behind this big hill that I couldn't shoot. He let us capture the archery dojo. He started taking casualties on his spear levies, and then he quit. He didn't abuse me, he just quit. Okay, so for us, we deployed 1080, we lost 118, we killed 290. He deployed 1290, he lost 292, and he killed 115. So that must be the time of my Yoriki. So again, unit statistics. My parrot gun's got 148 kills, my Yoriki got 38 and 33, and my general got a couple as well. For him, his Yoriki's got 45 and 44 and 26. I don't know what I make of how I've been playing, to be honest. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If somebody brings Armstrong guns, I seem to lose. I still struggle with positioning. I'm winning, but I don't think I'm particularly winning well. And people seem to be quitting on me quite a lot, so I'm not really getting much in the way of kills or experience for my men. So I don't quite know what to do with that. But anyway, good game, thank you all for playing, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you next video.